Welcome, everybody. We got 7 breaks tonight. We're going to start off with our 25 Prism Baseball Hobby PYT 722. Then we have our 24 Topps Chrome Cosmic Football Hobby PYT 725. 25 Donruss Elite Football Hobby PYT 715. 24 Totally Certified Football Premium Box PYT 716. 22 Topps Chrome Sonic and Sapphire Baseball Hobby Box PYT 734. 23 Donruss Optic International Hobby PYT 724. Then we end the night with 25 Topps Chrome Logo Fractor 2-box break PYT 732. We do have 4 spots available in this one. We pull the list up here in just a second. We have spots in the other breaks tonight as well. There is a link in the chat, of course, where you can grab any of those remaining spots. Use that code to get 10% off those at checkout. We go to our list. The teams we have remaining in this one, we have the Guardians, Marlins, Twins, and Tampa Bay Rays. Those are the 4 teams. This is 25 Prism Baseball Hobby PYT 722. Should have 3 autos in this break. You guys are guessing the player on the last auto for 20 in credit. That probably is a good game to go to, especially when your team wins. Be interesting because the Bears and Packers, what do they play, like twice in a 3-week span coming up? Before the division at that point, I'm sure Detroit will win some games as well. Yeah, I was thinking the Bears and Packers play like the play on the 7th. Excuse me, the 7th and the 20th. All right, guys, we're gonna get started on this one. Again, grab the Marlins, Guardians, Twins, and Rays. They are available. 12 packs, 12 cards per pack, 3 autos per box. This is Prism Baseball Hobby. All right, there's our empty box. Our packs. Good luck to everybody in this one. You can get those guesses in for the player on the last auto in this one for 20 in credit. You do not have to be in the break to guess. King Griffey Jr., Barry Larkin, Bronson Arroyo, Willie Stargell, Darren Baker rookie, Billy Martin. You have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That one is out of 99. Bryce McCage. The Red Wave, those are not numbered, but we will top load those. Later, Carson Williams, Andy Pettit, Dalton Rushing, Tony Perez. Up next after this one is our 24 Topps Chrome Cosmic Football. Again, make sure you guys grab the upcoming spots in the breaks tonight. There's Joe Jackson, Leo DeVries, Randy Johnson, Grover Alexander, Monty Irvin, Gary Sheffield, Grover Alexander. That is out of 499. Then we have our gold, Randy Johnson. This one is for New York. That is 10 out of 10. Nice gold, Randy Johnson. We got Bryce Renier, Josu DePaula, and Deion Sanders, Seaver King. Starlin Caba, Josua Gonzalez, Brock Porter, Tony La Russa, Elston Howard, Juan Gonzalez, Braden Taylor. That is out of 499. Jake Peavy on the silver, Chase Burns, Braden Taylor again, Andy Van Slyke, Bryce Renier. Kevin McGonigal, Franklin Arias, Griffo Farrell, Cam Caminetti, Braden Montgomery, Christy Mathewson, Chase Davis on the red out of 299. Going to the Cardinals. Nice little team color match. Braxton Ashcroft, Aseon Kim, Bob Gibson, Thurston Walter, Alejandro Rosario. Max Muncy on the rookie. Kellen Lindsey, Jet Williams, Bud Selig, Ricky Tiedemann, Tommy White, Blake Burke out of 299. Our first auto going to Oakland. That is Cade Morris. Cade Morris on our first auto. That is the Sensational Signatures. That one is out of 199. Talisman, Christian Campbell, Cole Young, Chase Davis, Pablo Sandoval. Okay, we do have spots available, guys. That link is in the chat. There's Carson Williams, Spencer Algaretti, Jordan Lawler, Enrique Bradfield. We got Brandon Spratt, Slade Caldwell, Darryl Strawberry on the purple. That is out of 149. Then we have our second auto of the break. That is Harry Ford going to Seattle. Seattle gets the Harry Ford Sensational Signature. That's a base auto there. Fireworks, George Lombard Jr., Austin Wells, J. Dixon Paez, James Tibbs. Halfway through this one. Get top load after this pack here. Okay, guys, we have spots available. Make sure you guys grab them, fill these breaks, get your guesses in for the player on the last auto. There's Hagen Smith, Tim Hudson, Jordan Lawler, Zebby Matthews, Brock Wilkin, Jose Canseco, Cooper Pratt out of 499. We have Yvonne Rodriguez for Texas. On the dingers insert, that's Christian Campbell, Theo Gillen, Earl Combs, Miguel Cabrera. We got Topps Chrome Cosmic Football coming up next. That'll be the next break tonight. We have 7 total breaks. The next break night we'll be doing is coming up. It'll be December 1st. So we'll have a little bit of time in between these last breaks. But we do have a list put together or scheduled. There's a few spots I'll leave blank until we get closer to the time. See if anything fills. We'll just add it to it. Hopefully we'll do a couple, 2 or 3 break nights next week. It'll just kind of depend on how things are selling. I'll for sure do 2. Like I said, we had starting tonight. I can't see that message in there. We had over 20 spots available spread out through the 7 breaks tonight. So if you guys want to grab any of those spots, make sure you use that link pinned in the chat. Move on to our next pack here. There's a Larry Walker for the Cardinals. Jordan Lawler, Justin Ramirez, Blake Burke, Josh Gibson, Brandon Spratt. We got a blue Frank Thomas. That is out of 199. We got the non-numbered red wave here, Ryan Waldschmidt, and silver. Or no, that's like a blue out of 99. Prismatic, Brett Campaneris, Paul Skeens, Grady Sizemore. Should have 1 auto left. We have 3 packs left after this one. There's Kyle DeBarge, Trey Morgan, Cliff Lee, Mariano Rivera, Edwin Encarnacion, Ron Rodriguez, Brett Saberhagen on green scope out of 75. Under the Royals, Jared Thomas on the silver. Franklin Arias, Yogi Berra, Carson Benji, and Vance Honeycutt. Our next pack, we have Argaretti here again, Tress Speaker, Johan Santana, Greg Yoho, Edwin Encarnacion, Junior Caminero, Carson Benji out of 499, Josh Gibson silver. We got Paul Skeens, Luke Keyshaw rookie, Luis Baez, Roman Anthony. Last two packs coming up. There's Ozzie Smith, Levi Wells, Aaron Judge, Will Wagner, Yohandy Morales, George Lombard going to the Yankees. On the prospect signatures, it's a silver prospect signatures. Like I said, for the Yankees, George Lombard Jr. There's Chase Meredith. Ryder off out of 299. Jackson Churio on the Red Wave. Tommy White Dingers, Jake Peavy, Braxton Ashcroft, and Sagente. Final pack of the break. And up next is our 24 Topps Chrome Cosmic Football. Jacob Mezarowski, Yoandri Monegro. We got Ryan Clifford, Sebastian Walcott, Ricky Tiedemann, Will Wagner rookie, Jared Thomas out of 499. Silver Connor Norby for the Marlins, Jack Leiter, Luis Angel Acuna, Brooks Lee, Jake Peavy. We're going to top load, recap, then we'll move on to our next break. Okay, grab your spots. We have plenty of spots left, or we did have when we went live. Link is pinned in that chat. The future break schedule will also take you to Monday's break schedule. Like I said, I got most of that scheduled out. Put some of the older breaks on there. We'll get some spots sold as we move on to next week. All right, we got two more top load here. Then we'll do our recap on this first break of the night. Cosmic Football is coming up next, so if you're waiting on that one, it will be right after this. There's Frank Thomas out of 199. Bazana out of 99. Brett Saberhagen out of 75. We have Carson Benji out of 499. Out of 299. Murdoch out of 499. Jared Thomas. Vlad Guerrero out of 99. Grover Alexander out of 499. A gold Randy Johnson, that was 10 out of 10. Braden Taylor out of 499. Chase Davis out of 299. Blake Burke out of 299. Darryl Strawberry Purple out of 149. Cooper Pratt out of 499. Cade Morris Sensational Signatures, that was out of 199. Harry Ford Sensational Signatures Base. And then we have the Prospect Signatures Silver of George Lombard for the Yankees. He was the guest of the break. All right, guys, that's going to do it for the first break of the night. Coming up next is PYT 725, our 24 Topps Chrome Cosmic Football. All right, we got the title updated. This one is full. Let me put the list up here on the screen. Your names are on the left, your teams are on the right. Turbo down here with the Jaguars in the bottom spot. Get your guesses in for the player on the nucleus. Player on the nucleus in this one, we should have one nucleus per box on average. 24 Topps Chrome Cosmic Football coming up next, PYT 725. We'll get started in just a moment. All right, here we go with break number 2. This is PYT 725, our 24 Topps Cosmic Football. Again, you guys are guessing the player on the nucleus parallel. We should have one nucleus per box. And good luck to everybody in this one. This one is full, but we do have spots in the rest of the breaks tonight. So if you guys want to grab those, now's the time. Use that link in the chat. Quick second, the update. In that last listing there. All right, here we go. 4 cards per pack, 20 packs per box. Okay, get those guesses in for the player on the nucleus in this one for 20 credit. Autos are possible, they're not guaranteed. Planetary pursuits are possible in here as well. There should be the one nucleus refractor per box. Good luck to everybody in this one. We got Devin Hester to start. Bruce Smith, Peyton Manning, Trey Benson, rookie. That is Jason Taylor, Jason Sehorn, Jerome Bettis, and Chop Robinson, rookie. Eli Manning, Santana Moss. Ooh, we got a gold star command of Warren Moon. That'll be out of 50. 41 out of 50 on the Warren Moon. There's Will Shipley. Terrell Owens, Dan Fouts, Joe Montana on the star command, Cooper DeJean, the rookie there. That's that. Bruce Matthews, Marshall Falk, Drew Bledsoe. That's the purple out of 150. That is going to the Patriots. That's Drew Bledsoe for the Patriots. And Cedric Gray going to what teams of Tennessee. Get your guesses on the player on the nucleus in this one. There's Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles, Christian Okoye, Malachi Corley for the Jets on the rookie there. Warren Moon, Will Levis on the launch into orbit, Drew Brees star command, and Quinyon Mitchell for the Eagles. Up next after this one is our 25 Donruss Elite Football Hobby, PYT 715. Grab your teams in that one. We got Jason Witten, Stephen Davis, yep, for the Panthers, Todd Heap, Jalen McMillan. Here's our nucleus. We'll save that to the end. We know it's in that pack. We saw that. Silver scope parallel looking card there. Ozzie Newsome, Earl Campbell, Cole Bishop out of 75. That's going to the Bills. Here's On Newton for the Commanders. And up next is Donruss Elite Football. After this one, Keenan McCardell, Ricky Williams, Richard Sherman, Bub Means for the Saints. Keyshawn Johnson, Donovan McNabb, Kellen Winslow, Kamari Lasser, Chris Johnson. Oh, we got an auto, and that's a good one. How about a Jaden Daniels rookie auto out of 50? The Milky Way marks. Big hit for the commander spot in this one. Congrats. That is 1 out of 50 on that one. On card, rookie auto. Big hit right there for Washington. Milky Way marks autograph. Jaden Daniels. Awesome hit right there for the commander spot. There's Steve Young. We still got several packs left. You guys still have time to guess the player on that nucleus as well. Jonah Ellis. Jim Everett. D'Angelo Hall. Dan Marino. And Tyler Guyton for Dallas. And what a hit that was for the Washington spot. There's Brett Favre. Chad Johnson. And then we got the McCaffrey Star Cluster. The Broncos and Commanders, that one we will have to random at the end. We'll set that next to our, there's Frank Gore, to our nucleus pack there, off to the side. Maurice Jones-Drew, Kurt Warner, Bo Jackson, Ben Sinnott. We got about 4 or 5 packs left counting our nucleus pack. There's Billy Sims, Ed McCaffrey, Roger Staubach, George Gordon, Eric Moulds, Terrell Suggs. There's a star cluster of Neighbors Worthy and Coleman. So we got the Giants, Bills, and Chiefs. If anybody has 2 of those teams. And Giants, Bills, Chiefs. Looks like that one will be random as well at the end. Troy Franklin. So we got 2 to random. We still got our nucleus pack. There's Dante Culpepper, Lawrence Taylor, Luke McCaffrey, Chris Jenkins. Final pack before our nucleus pack. That is Tim Brown, Darren Sproles, Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Brooks. There's our nucleus pack. I'll move these star clusters over as well. We'll random those off at the end. Take these off the back. We got Emmitt Smith on the Galaxy Greats. James Williams for Tennessee. Boomer Esiason. And our nucleus and guess of the break is going to be C.J. Stroud for the Texans. C.J. Stroud is the guess of the break here. Let's top load these. Then we'll do our random. Then we'll do our recap. Nice box of Topps Chrome Cosmic. We didn't get any Planetary Pursuits, but hey, we got a Jaden Daniels auto out of 50. We'll take that any day of the week. All right, we're going to do 2 randoms here for the star clusters. We got one going to be for the Commanders Broncos for the McCaffreys. And then we got the one with the Chiefs, Giants, Bills. So we'll do the Broncos, Commanders, and then we got the trio there to random off. So let me get those list randomizers pulled up here. Get these set up. All right, we get the Commanders. All right, let's do. Let me get the other one up. It was Bills, Chiefs, the Giants on that one. All right, let's do the Commanders Broncos one first. Here's our list. Let's roll the dice. We got 4 and 1 for 5 times. So we'll randomize this list 5 times. Whichever team's in the top spot after the 5th randomization will get that card. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our fifth and final time, 5 times. That is going to the Commanders. The Commanders. All right, so we'll put a C here for the star cluster. All right, we got one more to random off. The Bills, Chiefs, and Giants. That's the Malik Neighbors, Xavier Worthy, Keon Coleman card. Let's re-roll the dice here. We have 2 and 3 for 5. 5 times on this one. 1. Why did that ring? It was 1. I don't know what's going on. There we go. 2, 3, 4. And this should be, we got 4 times there. It was 5, right? 2 and 3 for 5. Okay, this will be our fifth and final time. And that is going to the Bills. 5 times. 2 and 3 is 5. The Bills are going to get that one. And there they are. All right. So that'll do it for this one. So the Bills will get the Malik Neighbors, Xavier Worthy, Coleman star cluster. And the Commanders will get the Luke and Ed McCaffrey star cluster. And we'll do our recap here. We had the Star Command, Warren Moon. That's going to go to Tennessee. That is 41 out of 50 on that one. Then we have the Drew Bledsoe out of 150. One of the Patriots. Bishop out of 75, 8 out of 75 for the Bills. CJ Stroud on the nucleus, and then the hit of the night so far, the Milky Way marks. That is Jaden Daniels on the on-card auto, 1 out of 50 on that one. Congrats to the Commanders on that hit. You all for grabbing your spots, getting your guesses in on that one. That'll do it for break number 2 now. We got the 25 Donruss Elite Football. Let me update the title here. We'll update the title. We'll update the list. We did have spots available. This one, if anybody wants to grab any of those spots, use the link in the chat. Use that code. Get that 10% off. All right. So what we have there was Cosmic. And we have we got 7 teams left in this one. Seven teams are available. Let me update this list real quick. All right, those teams are the Browns, Dolphins, Vikings, Patriots, Titans, and Commanders. Those are all the teams we have available. If anybody wants to grab any of those teams. Oh, and then we got the mystery NIL and point spot as well. So your names are on the left, your teams are on the right. And then we have the Browns, Dolphins, Vikings, Patriots, Titans, Commanders, and the mystery spot. These are the spots that are available. If anybody wants to grab any of these teams here, now's the time to do it. 25 Donruss Elite Football Hobby PYT 715 is coming up next. Get your guesses in for the player on the last auto for 20 credit. Grab these spots. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, here we go, guys. This is 25 Donruss Elite Football. Remember, we have 2 autos, 1 mem per box here. You guys are guessing the player on the last auto for 20 in credit. If you guys want to grab any of those remaining spots, now's the time. Link is pinned in the chat. There's that code for 20 or 10% off. 2 autos, 1 mem. 20 packs, 5 cards per pack. Good luck to everybody in this one. Totally certified 2024 premium is coming up next after this one. Sorry, Jackpot. And here we go. Good luck to everybody. There's JSN, Bo Nix, Brian Thomas Jr., Joey Bosa, Matthew Golden. That is out of 799 for the Packers. There's Bucky Irving, Saquon, Nick Bosa, Xavier Worthy, Saquon out of 799 on the Spellbound. Darrell Green, James Cook, William Andrews. We got an auto coming up here. There's Jaden Daniels. And it's going to be a Matthew Golden Pen Pals auto. Nice that there. Good reporter card behind it. Matthew Golden on the Pen Pals. That was our first of what should be 2 autos in there. Nice hit for Packer spot next pack. Lamar Jackson, Mike Allstott, Derrick Henry, Bryce Young, and Mahomes on the tidal waves. That is out of 799. Up next after this one's our totally certified premium, PYT 716. There's Matthew Stafford, Patrick Queen, Jamal Charles, Kyler Murray, and TJ Hawkinson out of 75. Then this one here. Baker Mayfield, Jason Taylor, Roma Odunze, James Conner, and Archie Manning, and that's out of 499. Really hard to see the number on that. Archie Manning, 499. Just going to the Saints spot. Those guesses coming in for the player on the last auto for 20 in credit. Grab those last remaining spots in this break as well. There's Taysom Hill, Clinton Portis, Josh Allen, Michael Irvin, Jake Bringingstool out of 999 for the Chiefs. Get a Porter card. We have Golden Tate, Phil Simms, Caleb Williams, Brian Burns, and Mason Taylor out of 99, 17 out of 99 on the aspirations insert. Back here, there's Dallas Turner, Joe Mixon, Eric Dickerson, Brian Urlacher, Terry McLaurin on the High Life. That's $7.99 going to the Commanders. Let's top load, and we'll go through the second half of this break. You'll have 1 auto lurking in there. You guys are guessing the player on that last auto. You do not have to be in the break to guess. If you guess correctly, you'll get 20 credit to use in our shop for any breaks, packs, or boxes. We did have spots available in this one as well. The listing is still up, so if anybody wants to grab any of those last remaining 5 or 6 teams, now's the time to do that. Plus, you can also grab teams for the upcoming breaks tonight. We have spots available in all the remaining breaks. A couple spots here and there for each break. And then after tonight, the next night we'll be breaking is Monday. That will be December 1st. With the holiday at the end of this week, I won't be doing eBay breaks. I may find some time to go live on TikTok, do packs, boxes, personals. Just depends on what nights we have available. And then, like I said, we'll pick up the breaks again. Hopefully have 2 or 3 break nights next week. Here is our next pack. Justin Herbert, Myles Garrett, Daniel Lofton, George Kittle, Jalon Walker out of 49. Patrick Surtain, Venus Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Brian Robinson Jr., T.J. Hawkinson, Kid Reporter card, Terry Bradshaw, Christian Gonzalez, Trevor Lawrence, Alvin Kamara, Jaden Daniels, that is out of 799 on the Spellbound. There's Jordan Love, Brian Branch, Puka Nacua, Jerry Jeudy, Dave Craig. We have 4 more breaks tonight, guys. Grab your spots in those. There's Josh Jacobs, Drake May, Micah Parsons, Michael Penix Jr., Aiden Prather out of 999. Kool-Aid McKinnis, Devon Witherspoon, Ed Reed, Chase Brown, and Xavier Watts out of 499 going to Atlanta. Xavier Watts on the turn of the century auto. That's the reporter card. He should be the guest of the break. Xavier Watts. Turn of the century rookie auto there. Next pack. Marvin Harrison Jr., Charles Woodson, Joe Burrow, Jared Verse, Patrick Mahomes out of 85, 55 out of 85 on the Mahomes. Nice looking card there. Josh Hines Allen, Malik Neighbors, DeForest Buckner, Max Crosby, Justin Jefferson out of 199 on the Elite deck. Nice hit from Minnesota. Dak Prescott. We got Tua. Patrick Mahomes on the base. Kim Houston out of 799. Jared Verse. We got 2 packs left. Lad McConkey, Nick Bolton, Jalen Hurts, Jamar Chase, Will Johnson out of 99. Kid Reporter card. Darrelle Revis, Justin Jefferson, Chuba Hubbard, Will Anderson, Ariante Isare out of 99 is the final card in this break. All right, let's top load, recap, and then we'll move on to our totally certified football premium hobby box that is coming up next. So if you're in that one, you don't have to wait much longer. Let's top load, recap. Again, there is the link in the chat, and it's also pinned to the top of the chat. That is where you guys can go and buy your spots for tonight. There is that code next to that link. Copy and paste that, use that at checkout to get 10% off any of the remaining teams we have tonight. All right, let's do our recap here. Jalon Walker out of 45. Out of 799, that is Jaden Daniels. Out of 999, Caden Prather. Out of 85, that is Patrick Mahomes. Out of 199, that is Justin Jefferson. Out of 799, we had Jared Verse. Will Johnson out of 99. Out of 999, Ariante Surrey. Out of 799, Matthew Golden. Out of 799, Spellbound Saquon. Mahomes out of 799 on the tidal waves. Hawkinson out of 75. Jake Burning School out of 999. Out of 99, Mason Taylor Aspirations. Out of 799, Terry McLaurin. Arch Manning out of 499, which is still hard to pick that up. Out of 499 on that mid. Throwback Threads, Arch Manning. Matthew Golden on the Pen Pals. Nice hit for the Packers. And the guess of the break was Xavier Watts. This was out of 499 going to the Falcons. All right, guys, that does it for the third break of the night. Let's move on to break number 4. Update our list. This is our certified premium hobby box. Give me 1 second here to pull that up. I do have spots available in this one as well. List updated on this one in just a moment. Here's the title update. We got 7 spots left in this one. Get this list updated real fast. Seven spots left, guys. If you want to grab them, use that link in the chat. Philly's certified premium hobby box. All right, let me pull this list up. You guys are guessing the player on the last auto in this one for 20 credit. Names are on the left, teams are on the right. We have the Cardinals, Falcons, Lions, Vikings, Seahawks, Buccaneers, Commanders available. Grab those teams. This is PYT 716. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, here we go, guys, with PYT 716. Grab those last final teams: Cardinals, Falcons, Lions, Vikings, Seahawks, Buccaneers, and Commanders. One auto, 2 mems per box, 10 packs, 6 cards per pack. This is 24 totally certified football hobby. Metropolis mirror, rare, ultra rare. Good luck to everybody in this one. We have Jared Verse. Ray Davis is going to be out of 35. 35 there. Baker Mayfield on the gold team. Jerry Jeudy, Tebow Samuel, Michael Pittman Jr. Back. J.C. Latham, Jamar Chase, Devin Hester, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, Cooper Kupp. Travis rookie, Aaron Cooper, the mighty that is Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey. That's Max Milton. That's Saquon out of 75 on the die cut. And we got our first auto. 18 certified Trey Tucker auto right there. That is 61 out of 100. Let's top load these real quick too, and we'll get to the rest of that pack. Next, after this one, bear with me for a second here. Next, after this one's our Sonic and Sapphire 2022 baseball break coming up next. Tony Pollard, Khalil Mack, Rick Henry, Dallas Turner. That's Jaden Daniels on the red out of 249, going to the Commanders. We have certified Teddy Brock Bowers, the mighty out of 35. That is Derrick Henry, James Cook, Breece Hall, Joe Milton, Kyler Murray on the blue. That was out of 149. Champ Bailey, Jaden Daniels on the mem. That one is out of 35 as well. Not focusing. 17 out of 35. Jalen Daniels. Terry McLaurin, Tua. So far, this has been a good box. It's certified as well. There's Byron Murphy. Tank Dell. That's out of 249. Fabric of the game, Jermaine Burton. That is a 3-color patch there for the Bengals. Out of 99. 22 out of 99. Matthew Stafford. Zay Flowers. Kayvon Thibodeau. Got 3 packs left. There's Lad McConkey. Kyler Murray. Out of 99. Sunday special, Derrick Henry. Dalton Kincaid. Monta Adams. Amir Gibbs. JJ McCarthy, Derek Carr, Barry Sanders, Malik Neighbors out of 249, the gold team, Dak Prescott, Tyreek Hill, and our final pack of this break. Javon Bullard, Xavier Worthy, Jared Goff, Justin Jefferson out of 249. On the Sunday Special Red, George Kittle, Trevor Lawrence. All right, let's top load, recap, then we'll move on to our next break. This is our 22 Topps Chrome Sonic Sapphire combo, 2-box break. Three more breaks after this one. Got that Sonic and Sapphire mixer. Then we have 23 Optic International Football. And then I don't remember what we have for the last break. Oh, it's our Logo Fractor, 2025 Logo Fractor 2 Hobby Box break. And guys, if you want to grab spots in the upcoming breaks, use that link in the chat. Use that code to get your 10% off. Ray Tucker was the guest of the break. This one. And a nice night for the Commander spots in the breaks. That auto out of 50 and Topps Chrome Cosmic. Then we hit this Mint out of 35. Right, here we go. Our recap. Jaden Daniels out of 249. Mighty Derrick Henry out of 35. Kyler Murray out of 149. Tank Dell out of 249. Kyler Murray out of 99. Malik Neighbors out of 249. Justin Herbert out of 249. Ray Davis out of 35. Saquon, die cut purple out of 75. Fabric of the game, Jermaine Burton out of 99. Jaden Daniels on the camo mem here. That is 17 out of 35. And Trey Tucker on the team certified auto. That is out of 161 out of 100. That's going to do it for this one. Get ready for our next break here. We got PYT at 7:30 coming up next. See if we got any spots left in this one. We got two teams left in this. They are the Cubs and Astros. Those are two teams that usually sell and everything. Cubs and Astros are available. This is 22 Topps Chrome Sonic and Sapphire Mixer. Hobby Box PYT 734. Get your guesses in for the player on the last. Sorry. Get your guesses in for the player on the last numbered parallel. It took me a second to think if there was autos or not. Get your guesses in for the player on the last numbered parallel in this for 20 in credit. That'll be coming out of the Sapphire Hobby Box. So 22 Sapphire, 22 Topps Chrome Sonic coming up. We'll be right back with PYT 734 in just a moment. All right, guys, here we go. Our 22 Sonic and Sapphire break. The Cubs and Astros were available if anybody wanted to grab them real quick. We're going to have the 4 Rayways, black and white Rayways in this. Our guesses are for the player on the last numbered parallel. Or we should have a couple numbered parallels, typically. Empty box for that. Sapphire box. This is Sapphire parallels, typically the numbered ones. Sometimes we get 3 or 4, sometimes we get 1 or 2. 2 on average is what you should be getting in a box. All right, get those guesses in. You do not have to be in the break to guess. So if you're watching live, waiting on your break, or just watching in general, put a guess for a player in the chat. And if that player is on the last numbered parallel, you get 20 in credit headed your way. Here we go, pack number 1. Nelson Cruz, Albert Pujols, Matt Olson, Yadier Molina. There's one of our Rayways, Matt Burling, going to the Phillies. Alec Manoah, Trout, Del Marte, Luis Gill, Jonathan India, Reynolds, Charlie Blackmon, Francisco Lindor, Luis Robert on the Rayway. Bichette, Brandon Marsh, Joe Musgrove, Tyler Stevenson. Got 2 more breaks after this one. Crawford, Robbie Grossman, Hansi Contreras, Civic Mullen. 23 genre topic international football hobbies coming up next, PYT 724. Then after that, we have our 25 Topps Chrome logo fractor, 2-box break PYT 732. We did have spots in both of those. Graham Berge, Connor Wong, Pete Alonso, Jose Siri. Use the link in the chat to grab the last spots in tonight's breaks. There's John Means, Byron Buxton, Alex Short, Jack Flaherty, Ryan Zimmerman on the Rayway. We should have 1 more Rayway left. You guys are guessing the player on the last numbered parallel on this one for 20 in credit. There's Ketel Marte, Trey Turner, Josh Donaldson, Starling Marte. Next back. We got a little picked up ends here. Jake Myers, Harrison Barnes, Whit Merrifield, guys McCormick, all those corners we pinged up. See how these all are. Justin Turner. Just must have been that pack. Josh Lowe, Alec Bohm, Jaron Duran, Max Scherzer, Curtis Terry, Nick Castellanos, Reese Hoskins, Zach Thompson, Tyler Gilbert, Brian De La Cruz. We got Eloy on the gold. Ray Wave out of 50, 47 out of 50. Wilson Contreras. Rodolfo Castro. First Story, Blake Snell, Mio Tapia. Vidal Brujan, Jake Cronenworth, Gabriel Arias, Clayton Kershaw, Willie Castro, Brandon Belt, Manny Marquez, Chris Bryant. Last of the Sonic pack, Eli Morgan, Yu Darvish, Kyle Hendricks, Shane Boz. Alright, here's our Sapphire packs. Get those guesses in for the player on the last numbered parallel. Mike Zunio, Michel Dubon, Cutter Crawford, Max Krennic, Jose Altuve, Andrew Young, Garcia, Jason Castro. And up next is our 23 Optic International Football Hobby. Here's a numbered parallel coming up. Charlie Barnes, Randy Rosarena, William Contreras, Matt Olson. I'll be out of 25 in the orange, 4 out of 25. How about Francisco Lindor, Will McQuinn, Carlos Carrasco, Sammy Long, Drew Ellis, Kevin Newman, Jonathan India out of 50, Sandy Leone, the Atlanta Braves team card, Ronnie Dawson, Justin Hura, Nolan Arenado. Last two packs coming up. Pete Alonso, Tommy Pham, Julio Rodriguez, and Justin Brewell. Last pack here. Stuart Fairchild, Marco Gonzalez, Roman Navarez, and Luke Williams. Jonathan India was the guest of the break. He's the final numbered parallel out of this break. Top load recap, then we'll move on to our final two breaks of the night. We will be breaking again at 9 p.m. Central on Monday. Grab your spots in those. You can get spots in tonight's breaks as well. Link is pinned in the chat for that one. Future break schedule link in the chat. If you haven't already, make sure you bookmark that page. You keep track of everything we list on eBay, everything we get scheduled. You'll see it before we send out messages. So future break schedules where you can buy your breaks, see all the schedules posted. Let's do a recap here of the Sonic Sapphire 2022. There's Matt Verling, Luis Roberts, Ryan Zimmerman, Zach Thompson, Eloy Jimenez out of 50, Matt Olson out of 25 on the orange, and Jonathan India out of 50 on the yellow. And that'll do it for our 22 Sapphire and Sonic Mixer. All right, let's do our Optic International now. It's 2023. See how many spots we have left. We have 9 left in this one. Arizona Cardinals, Carolina Panthers. Oh, let me go to the list. Right, here's our list. Your names are on the left. Your teams are on the right. This is 23 Donruss Optic International Hobby, PYT 724. We got the Cardinals, Panthers, Jaguars, Dolphins, Vikings, Saints, Jets, Steelers, and Titans available. If you guys want to grab those teams, do so now. Get your guesses in for the player on the last of the Red Stars parallel. There should be 2 of those per box. Your guess of the player on the last of those. PYT 724 coming up next. All right, guys, here we go. Get your guesses in for the player on the last. Red Stars parallel. Grab those last few teams. Those are the teams available there in yellow. We're going to have 20 packs, 4 cards per pack. Rated rookie autos are possible in here. 2 Red Stars parallel per box. You guys are guessing the player on the last of those. Downtowns are possible in here as well. Empty box. There's our packs. Tyler Murray, Keaton Mitchell, Bijan Robinson, Darrell Rivas, DeMarcus Ware, Jalen Hurts, Marvin Mims, Doug Baldwin, Quentin Johnston. There's a Red Stars parallel. That is Chris Jones for the Chiefs. Lighted up Mahomes, Wes Welker. Christian Okoye, Charlie Jones, DeMarcus Ware on the Retro Series. Eddie George. Chase Claypool. Jalen Hurts, Jake Bobo, Aaron Rodgers. Alec Pierce, Tommy DeVito, Clayton Tune, Khalil Mack. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jonathan Taylor, Tyson Bagent, Will Anderson. Get your guesses in for the player on the last of the Red Stars parallels. You have one more left in you. There's Jim McMahon. The studies Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. There's Michael Wilson, Minka Fitzpatrick. Jonathan Taylor, Sam Laporta, Jonathan Mingo, Chris Carter. Jim Kelly, Justin Herbert, My House, Tyree Wilson, Richard Sherman. Isaiah Pacheco, Derek Hall, Patrick Mahomes, Harrison Smith, Terrell Suggs, Anthony Richardson, Dorian Bennett, Tyler Lockett, Patrick Mahomes, Devontavian Wicks, Aaron Donald, My House, Michael Thomas. We got one more break tonight. That's our 25 Topps Chrome Logo Fractor. It's a 2-box break coming up. Justin Fields, Aiden O'Connell, rookie. There's Puka, Roshan Johnson. Michael Pittman, Jonathan Mingo, Christian Gonzalez, Treylon Burks. Josh Allen. There we go. Hash marks auto of Jake Bobo. Remember pulling any non-scripts or nice auto there. Jake Bobo, rookie auto for the Seahawks. And then the hooker, Jordan Battle. There's Brett Favre, Tua, Deontay Banks, Landry. Got 3 packs left. Zach Ertz, Dalton Kincaid, lighted up Joe Burrow, Sauce Gardner. Emmitt Smith, Brian Dawkins, Jack Campbell, Mike Williams, Hendon Hooker. Tyree Wilson was the guest of the break. Jalen Hurts, Najee Harris. Tyree Wilson. Logo fractors coming up next. We have the Chris Jones red stars parallel. We had the Tyree Wilson, which was the guest of the break. Then we have the hash marks auto of Jake Bobo for Seattle. That's going to do it for that one. Update our list and our title here. We have one team left. I think. The Oakland A's. Final team in this one. We get the title updated here. All right, guys, this is 25 Topps Chrome Logo Fractor 2 Hobby Box Break PYT 732. The A's are gone, so we are full on this one. You guys are guessing the player on the last numbered parallel for 20 in credit. PYT 732 coming up next. All right, here we go. Last break of the night. We are full. It's our Logo Fractor boxes. And we got the 5 4-card Chrome packs and then the 2 5-card Logo Fractor packs in each box. You guys are guessing the player on the last of the numbered Logo Fractors. For 20 credit if you guess correctly. That's that player on the last of those. This is box number 1. Sorry, 5 packs of Logo Fractor packs on the back. Here. Empty box 2. There's our 5 chromes. Our 4 Logo Fractor packs are in the back. Good luck, everybody, in this one. Again, these are just going to be base rookies and vets. G.P. Crawford, Jose Ramirez, Corey Seager, Malloy. Logo fractors can have numbers, can have autos possible. Oh, there's Josh Young, Ryan Bliss, Michael King, Young Lee. You guys are guessing the player on the last numbered parallel. Jacob DeGrom, C.J. Abrams, Connor Norby, Jake Bloss, Sandy Alcantara, Jordan Alvarez, Corbin Burns, Richard Fitz, Freddie Peralta, Jacob Wilson, Otto Lopez, Julio Rodriguez. Sean Mania, Tyler Gentry, Riley Green, Matt Chapman, Gavin Lux, Michael Waka, Luis Castillo, Brooks Baldwin. Talk about print lines there. All over that card. Kristen McKenzie, Sean Kersey, Fernando Tatis, Marcel Ozuna. Last two of the film pack. Jose Altuve, Jonathan India, Connor Gillespie, Luis Angel Acuna. Final film pack. Byron Buxton, Dylan Cease, Benintendi. More scratches there. Tyler Locklear. Scratches or print lines or something on those guys. Here's our logo fragments. We got Josh Naylor, Mookie Betts, Bryce Harper. There's Chase Young out of 250 on that one. Jazz Chisholm. This is the last break of the night, guys. William Contreras, Owen Arenado, Gordon Graceffa, Chris Sale out of 150 for the Braves. Christian Mena. Dansby Swanson. Green. Paul Skeens, all etch. Christopher Morel out of 150. Aaron Nola. And our final pack of the break. That is Nolan Gorman, Paul Goldschmidt, Shohei Ohtani. And we got Nico Horner out of 250 for the Cubs. Nico Horner. This is the break. Adrian Del Castillo. Final card of the break. Let's top load, recap, and we'll sign off for the night. We will be back again on Monday. Monday, December 1st is our next break night. 9 p.m. Central. We do have a list put together. We have a couple spots not finalized because we'll wait and see what sells between now and then. But you guys can grab your spots in some of the scheduled Monday breaks using that future break schedule page. Make sure you bookmark that page. Keep track of all the breaks we list and schedule. Chase Young out of 250. Out of 150, that is Chris Sale. Out of 150, Christopher Morel for Tampa. And Nico Horner out of 250, the guest of the break. All right, guys, that does it for all the breaks tonight. Appreciate everybody hopping in, everybody getting those guesses in as well. You guys have a great Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys on Monday.